I'm Jim from Come Play With Us, and in this video I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Final Girl. I'll be playing the Season 3 feature film box with Slayer and Falconwood. Now if you've never played Final Girl, the way the game works is it's basically a game system where you have to buy the core box, but without a feature film, the core box does nothing, which is kind of weird. So, if you go out and buy this, make sure you don't just buy the core box. You need the core box plus a feature film. And the feature film boxes look like this. This is the other Season 3 one that I've purchased. Now, my current strategy with Final Girl, I used to collect them all in Season 1. I grabbed all of them, and they're not all equal. And there's so many now that my recommendation is, just buy the ones. I would just buy the ones you're interested in. So the Season 3, the two that I was most interested in was this Slayer Falconwood one, which is, legally distinct from Stranger Things, and the Hunter and the Sunny Days Mall, which is legally distinct from the Terminator, of course. So this is what the boxes look like. I can't show you the box for this one because the box kind of turns into the game, but that's what they look like, and every feature film kind of adds new rules to the game and makes it a little bit different. So it's basically a game system, and every time you want to get another feature film box, it changes up the game quite a bit. So it's pretty good that way. Really neat. So how the core game loop works for Final Girl is you're gonna get an action phase, and in the action phase, you're going to play cards and roll dice. So the cards have different effects depending on how many successes you get on your die rolls, and that will determine how well you do. And that helps you move around the map, save victims, which are these yellow people are victims. You're the Final Girl is the purple guy there, and the killer is the red one. So you're trying to save victims, and eventually have a showdown with the killer, who in this case is Slayer. Every box there'll be a different killer. And then after we're done the action phase, we're going to do a planning phase where we get to buy new cards from the market. Now, the market is not fully in the shot here. I wanted to get all the map and everything into the shot so you can just kind of see the tops of the market cards. I'll show you what those are later, but yeah, the market cards aren't on. There's another row basically of market cards under the row you can see in the shot there. And so we'll get some cards from the market, and then after we're done that, then the killer has his turn, and then we do upkeep and rinse and repeat. That's the basic kind of flow of the game, the basic core rules. And then for the Slayer, so the way Slayer is going to work, he is an interdimensional being who lives in the mirror universe, and so is not in our universe, and that's depicted by this card here. So in this game, we have this, we're going to be in our dimension, but we can move into the mirror dimension, and that's depicted on the card. So these depict the Final Girl and the special victims. The normal victims that are in the mirror universe are represented by these gray meeples here. They start in the mirror universe, and basically how this bad guy works, or killer works, is he is going to suck victims into the mirror universe and then kill them. That's his whole shtick. He cannot attack victims in our universe, but he can attack the Final Girl, no matter whether she's in the mirror universe or not in the mirror universe. And then this killer also introduces some special action cards called Open a Rift. So use these action cards to move into the mirror universe. And if you are in the mirror universe at the end of the upkeep phase, that you will take a damage. So you don't want to stay in the mirror universe. Okay, so that's the basic extra rules that come with Slayer there. Now for the location Falconwood, the extra rules that adds, so the Falconwood set adds missions. So missions aren't normally part of Final Girl. This location, the Falconwood location, adds a bunch of these missions here. So you're going to randomly pick a mission at the beginning of the game. I have the Save Your Father mission. Okay, So the way the Save Your Father mission works is there are these 3 locations here that have keys. So I'm trying to find my father and save him. You start the game by creating a pool of these tokens. So these are blanks. You start with blank tokens. There's my monster cup. I'm going to my cup. So those go in the pool. So that right now it just has blank tokens. And there's 2 keys in each of these locations. Every time I visit one of these locations, I can discard a search card to add these to the pool. And then at any time I can go to the police station, which is in the middle here, and I can play a little push your luck game to try to find the keys. I need 3 keys to finish the mission, and when I finish the mission, I get to add my adopted father as a special victim that will help me defeat the Slayer. Okay? And I cannot win the game without completing the mission. I cannot make the final blow on the killer without finishing my mission. So the mission is kind of primary, and then secondary is to go after Slayer. That's the gist of how this location works. Now, again, if you don't know how Final Girl works, there's kind of 2 elements to the feature film boxes. You get a killer and you get a location, and these can be mixed and matched with other feature boxes. So, you know, I have the alien. There's an alien set. So I could swap out Slayer for the alien from Aliens, or Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. All legally distinct, of course. That's not what they're called. But yeah, so you can mix and match locations. You can play Slayer in some other location, like the Terminator set here I got, or the Hunter set I got here. Comes with the mall, Sunny Days Mall. So we could do Slayer in the mall, play season 3 of Stranger Things. So we could do stuff like that. Now, it's not always super balanced. I don't think there's any way they could, especially at this point. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, there's probably almost 20 different feature film boxes by now. There's no way that they can play test all those combinations. But this game's fairly short, and it's just fun. You're doing a lot of dice. It's a lot of randomness in this game. Like if you don't like randomness or that, you're not going to like this game anyways. It's mostly about the theme, and it's just a fun kind of romp. Okay, so let's get started. That's just the gist of it. I'll explain the really detailed rules as we start playing. Again, I normally like to time box my playthroughs to about an hour and a half. I'm going to try and play this fast because the game usually takes about an hour to an hour and a half, so it'll be kind of right on the edge there. I'll try to play fast to make sure I get the whole game into the video. But my general strategy going into this is I am going to focus on the mission first. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to take this route here, go this way around the board and grab these tokens, and then head to the police station, try to finish my mission, and then go after Slayer after I'm done that. So that's going to be my general strategy. At the start of the game, you draw on your first event, and so my first event is gain progress on the mission. And so each mission has a progress spot on it, so I've gained progress. So now that means I need 1 less key token to complete the mission. So I only need 2 keys, unless I lose progress. Okay, so let's go. So you start with the action phase. At the beginning of the game, you start with the basic action cards. So I've got Focus here, which can alleviate the horror here. The horror track for this, it indicates at the top of the killer board where it starts at. So the horror track starts at 4 here, which means I can roll 2 dice in my dice checks. My general strategy in all the Final Girl games is to get this into the green so I can roll 3 dice. So that's one of the things I like to focus on first, and the cards that let you do that are the focus cards. So I'll probably use that first. I also start with a weak attack, a walk, a short rest, and then an extra walk and a focus. So I'll start with the focus card. So play my focus card down. Okay, you can't see my play area here. So I will just play it here. So focus card, I need 1 or more stars for that. Because I'm starting at horror 4, I roll 2 dice. And I'm looking for stars. Okay, so I didn't get a star, but I've got this symbol. So what this symbol means is I can discard 2 cards from my hand to get a star. So if I discard 2 cards, I could get a star, which means I would improve the horror track, and I'd have to spend a time. Time is a resource in this game. Or I could just fail the check and then spend 2 time. I'm going to discard 2 cards and get the reduce my horror and spend a time. So let's see. I don't really need. You're not going to really be attacking the monster right at the beginning of the game. Also, I can't attack him yet because to attack Slayer, I have to be in the mirror dimension, and to be in the mirror dimension, I need one of these open a rift cards, which I do not start the game with. So I can safely discard this weak attack, and probably not going to need short rest yet because that heals you. I'm not damaged yet, so I don't need that. So I'll discard that, and that reduces my horror by 1, and I lose 1 time. Okay. And I'm just going to do that again. So I'm going to use my second focus card and try that again. Hopefully get a better roll this time. I did. I got a star. So now I could get a second star by discarding 2 more cards, but I'm not going to do that. I'm fine with the 1 star. I'll increase my... I'll reduce the horror again, and I'll spend another time. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I could walk... but I think I'm going to save these 2. The other thing you can always do, and I always forget this rule, you can discard these guys to get 1 extra time each for them. Why would I want to do that? Well, because when we go into, now that we go into the planning phase, we have to buy cards for our next round. And you do that by spending the time that you have left over. So I have 4 time left over, and each card has a time cost on them. So you can't see all the cards here, but see if I want to buy this sprint card, which is a faster move, it costs me 2 time. Okay. So I need search cards because I have to discard a search card to get those tokens. So I want to go this way and get those. So I need a search card. Search cards cost 2. So I'll buy 1 search card. That will cost me 2 time. And I have 2 time left to spend. The other thing, I usually like to buy distraction cards too. These help reduce the horror faster than the focus. But you need 3 time for that, so I can't buy that right now. So, because I only have 2 time left, should I just get a second? Should I just get a second search? Then I don't have to buy. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna buy these close calls. They're 1 each. And they let me do rerolls. I'm going to get those 2. Okay. So now that I'm done buying the cards, you reset your time to 6. And then you put these guys back in the market. So these are all 0 ones. They'll go in my 0 slot. They all go together. And they'll just come back into my hand for free next round. Oh, you can't see my final girl on the shot either. So... where can I put the final? Maybe I'll put her up here. Can you see her there? Maybe I'll just keep her here for now. In my item section. Okay, so that's the end of the planning phase. So now we're going to go on to the killer phase here. Okay, in the killer phase, the first thing you do is you're going to execute the killer's regular ability. Now this killer has a special regular ability that we have to resolve. So there's an index card, an instruction card here on how to resolve this symbol, which is not usual for killers. It's special to this killer. So we got to determine the closest victim in our dimension to the Slayer, and if there's a tie, then from the space with the most victims. So the killer is here. So the closest one in our universe would be these 2 here, I believe. Yeah. Well, all these are 2 spaces away. Okay. So because they're all 2 spaces away, we're going to look one that has the most victims. So that'd be that space there. And then all we're going to do is we're going to swap one of these guys out for a gray meeple. And so that guy got sucked into the mirror dimension, and now it's going to panic. So how panicking works is you just roll a die. So I got a 4 here. You check the space that the meeples are in, and there'll be some numbers. So 3. This one says 3 to 4, so that he's going to panic and move that way. Okay, so that's the special thing about this monster is to be sucking people into his dimension. So now the next symbol is he's going to attack. He's going to target either the final girl or a victim, and it has to be a gray victim because he doesn't attack victims in our dimension. He attacks them in the mirror dimension, and so he'll target somebody, and then he'll do his damage, which right now is at 2. There's nobody in the killer space right now, so that nothing will happen there. And the final step of the killer turn is to draw one of these tarot cards. Okay, I saw them leaving the makeout closet. So we're going to place 2 new victims at the school. So 2 new victims. And where is the school? So they go there. And then we're going to draw an event. Head researcher. Place the head researcher, which is a white meeple, at the government lab. During the upkeep phase, 1 normal victim at the government lab is killed. Then the closest normal victim to the government lab moves 1 space closer to it, the head researcher. If the head researcher is killed, then we're going to move the density track, I think this is called, up 2. Okay. So we got to put the head researcher at the government lab, which is down here. During the upkeep phase, that victim is going to die. Okay. So that's the event. So that's all that happens in the killer phase. Now we would normally move to the panic phase, which means if the killer killed somebody, if there are any more victims in the killer space, they panic. Okay. Now he doesn't kill the yellow victim, so the only time that'll happen is if there's more than 1 gray victim in his space. There's not, so nothing's going to happen during the panic phase. So now we just do upkeep. During upkeep, because of the event, this victim is going to die. Whenever a victim dies, we increase this track here, which will, it will do some special things in this column, but it also makes the killer stronger and faster. Okay, so that's it for upkeep. And now it's back to my turn. I probably want to start moving my way up that way. So I didn't grab a sprint. So I got these 2 walks. So I will use the slow way. I will walk slowly. So I'll use a walk card. Still rolling 2 die. Okay, so I rolled that. So I got to discard 2 if I want to do this. Or I can fail and lose a damage, and you spend 2 time. So I do have these 2 reroll cards. So I can either play one of these to reroll any 1 die, or I can reroll all my dice for 2 time, or I could just discard these 2 and do the move 1 space. Yeah, I think I'll just discard these 2, and I will spend 1 time and move 1 space. Now, normally when you move a space, you can pick up victims and take them with you, up to 2 of them. But this victim is in the mirror dimension, so I can't pick him up unless I'm in the mirror dimension. Okay, so I'm just going to do another walk here. Hopefully I get a better roll this time. There we go, I got 1 star. So I'll spend another time, and I'll move another 1. And now I can carry 2 victims with me, so I'll take 2 victims with me. And why you want to do that, you want to get the victims to these green spaces. There's 3 green spaces on the board here. As soon as you move them into those spaces, they're rescued. And rescued victims go on your final girl card here, which gives you bonuses. And then when you get all 4 filled, your card flips and you get a special ability. So that's why you want to try to save the victims. Also, the more victims that die, the faster this track goes up. So you want to try to do that too. But we can't really save victims from from this killer because he's pulling them into this dimension first. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on my turn. We'll go back to the planning phase. Okay, so I've got 4 to spend, so I automatically get back the 0 cost cards that I used last turn. So I'll add those to my deck, and then I've got 4 to spend. I'm going to take the distraction card because I want to get my horror thing down. Oh, but that's kind of not very efficient because then I don't have the improvised cards to spend 1 on. So that's not that great. You know what? I have my focus cards in my deck again. So maybe I won't bother with that. Maybe I want to start moving fast. So I'll grab a sprint for 2. And there's also this guard card for 2 that can help you if the killer attacks. He's pretty far away from me right now, and he's got things to distract him. So, oh, sorry, forgot. I was supposed to pull, as part of the event, not only does a victim in that space get killed, but one victim, the closest victim, will move towards the lab. So there'll be a steady stream of victims dying in the government lab until I get rid of this guy. So I've got 2 more to spend. So I could get another search, another sprint. That's basically my only 2 options, or the guard. I'll just grab my other search, then I don't have to get it next turn. Okay, and then sort my other cards back in. Okay, killer's turn. He is going to suck the closest one in. So it'll be this guy or this guy. Oh, actually, it's not this guy because these aren't connected. So this is the closest one. So that's actually lucky for me because that keeps him from moving into here next turn. And there's nobody in the killer's space, so it's not going to kill anybody. It's going to go to the terror card. And we got retreat, retreat. Place the killer in your space. Oh, great. Yeah, I did not. Maybe I should have taken that guard card. I did not expect the killer to jump into my space. Now I've got to roll. So there's a 20-sided die. That's another new thing in this set. It came with the location set. So this 20-sided die came with this. Is not normal in the game. This came with the Falconwood location set. So I got to roll that 3 times and do the following for each result. Ooh, that's nasty. Oh, but it's not. The killer's not moving, so there's nobody. Oh, but he's in my space. Okay. And he's going to attack me because, yeah, he's going to attack me up to 3 times. Not good. That is nasty. Okay, so we don't want to roll a 1 to a 6 here. Roll 17, so first one's good. Second time, 6, so he's attacking me, so I'm taking 2 damage. There's no defense to this. You need a defense card like the guard. There's 2 defense cards. There's a guard or retaliate that you can use. Otherwise, you have no defense, so I'm just taking a straight up 2 damage. Ouch. Okay, let's hope I don't roll a 1 to a 6 again. 13, okay, good. So I only took 1 hit, which is fine. That was pretty nasty there. And that's it for that card. So we're back to upkeep. Okay, so if the killer had killed a victim in that, well, I guess the yellow victims never panic in this because he's interdimensional. He doesn't go after yellow guys. So okay, so now we got to do we're in the upkeep. So if there was a victim in the lab, we would kill him. Otherwise, we move the closest one space towards. So that would be this guy here, moving in. And that's it for that. Back to my turn. I should have focus cards back in my hand, so I'm going to try to get my horror down. So I'll start by playing a focus card. Grab 2 die. Come on, we need a star. 2 stars would be nice. I got 1 star, and I can discard 2 cards to get a 2nd star. All that will do is give me some extra time, so I'm just going to spend the 1 time. Oh, sorry, I should have reset that. So I'll spend 1 time and pull this back. So now I can roll 3 dice in my checks. So that's good. Okay, so now I need to move 1 more, and I want to get out of the spot with the killer, that's for sure. Oh, and I don't have any of my walks. Oh, man. I have to waste a sprint on this. Now I'm going to check the rule here to see if I have to stop in the space to pick up that those tokens. No, I have to end my movement in there. So this is going to be a total waste of a sprint card, but I don't have a walk, so I gotta do it. So I got 1 star. I can discard to get 2 stars, but no point because I'm only moving 1 space anyways. So I'm wasting a move anyway. So I'll just do the 1 move. I will drag these 2 guys with me. And then I've got to discard a search to add these tokens to the cup. Okay, so those are in my cup now. Now, normally you use search cards to search. There's 3 special locations in the game, and they have a deck of search card of items related to them. And I'm in one of those spaces right now. So this is the mall, the shopping mall. So if I had another, well, I do have another search card. So I could search for something there. But the thing is, when I complete my mission, I get a free item anyway. So I don't think there's really, well, I might want to, could always get another, I mean, I've got time to get another search card because I got to make my way over this way now. Got nothing really else to do right now. So, you know what? I think I'm going to use my search. I'll use my other search, see if we can find something good at the mall. What can we find at the mall? Nothing. And I have no reroll cards. That's an absolute fail. So I can take the top item card in my space. And, oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to roll 3 dice. That's the whole point. So hang on, I got 1 more shot here. I was supposed to roll 3 dice. Hey, I got a star. Okay, that was going to be really bad. Okay, I can take the top item from my card from my space, and I got to spend a time. So I'll do that, and it looks like I get a wooden bat. Okay, so how these work here, how you read these is this is a 2-handed weapon. So that means I can only have this in my hands. And it's a 0 range, so I need to be in 0 range to use this. And all this does is it adds a damage to my attack, my melee attacks basically. So that will go, I'll put that straight in my hands there. So I've got a bat. Makes me a little bit tougher. That's all I'm going to do on this turn. So I've got 3, so I'll get my 0 time cards, and then I've got 3 to spend. Now I'm in the green, so I probably don't need a distraction, but I might still want to get one of those. Well, you know what? I need to sprint, so I'm going to get a sprint for 2, and one of these close call ones for 1. And then I'll mix stuff back in here. So now it is the killer's turn. Okay, so killer is going to suck somebody into the mirror dimension. Closest big group is right here, so he's going to suck one of these guys in. That guy is going to panic. He's going 1. Usually 1 you don't move, so let's, what do we got here? 3 or 4 to 6. Yeah, he's not moving, so he's just going to stay in the space there. Okay, and then the killer will attack somebody in their space, but there's nobody in their space, so I'm not going to do that. And now we move on to the terror card. And we got so many are gone. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, if there are 4 or more victims in the mirror dimension, then we're going to move up the horror. There is 4 or more victims in the mirror dimension. So this is going to move up, which that sucks. Okay, and then the killer is going to go after victims, and he's going to move and then attack. So I'll go towards where there's, well, the closest and then the most, but the closest one is here. And he's going to take that guy out. These guys don't go in my dead pool because they're used for replacing guys. So we'll move there, and then now I've moved on to this space, so my horror track's going to go up again. Yeah, I should have taken that distraction card. Okay, and again, normally in a normal game, those other two victims would panic, but because the killer is in the mirror dimension, they do not panic. That's a little different from the normal rules. So upkeep, there's nothing in the government labs, so nobody's getting killed, but this guy is going to move in. Now it's time to save some victims. So got my sprint. Well, I don't need a sprint. I'm going to use my walk. I only need to move. Oh, no, I can drop the victim on. Yeah, never mind. I'll use my sprint. So victims, you can drop them. You don't have to stop in the space. You can just drop them as you're passing through. Okay, so I'll do my sprint. Or, do I have focus cards? I have one focus card. It's not going to help me right well. Oh, wait. I'll use the sprint first. Because if one focus can only move me up one down on the horse track, so it's not going to help me. So I'll do my sprint. I've got 1 star, and I can get 2 stars. 2 stars will make me move 3 spaces. Yeah, I think I want to do that, so I got to discard 2. So I can discard short rest here and my weak attack, but I'm not really going to need those. And then I can spend a time and move 3 spaces. Oh, I forgot to reset my time again. Okay, so I can move 3, and then I can pull these victims with me. So I'm moving 1 here. As soon as I move into the space, I can drop these victims off. So I can save both of them. So my options here for bonuses are move the horror down, which I will do. And then 2 ones will move me 1 space, which is awesome. Or I can take an action card max 2 time. That's good too. Okay, so I'm for sure going to do that one. Move this down 1. And I think I'm going to move, well, I have the moves and stuff. I should take a search. I should use this one. Take a search card, because then I can get the tokens, right? And then I can finish my move here. So there's a bridge here. So 2. And then 3. Take some victims with me. Although maybe I don't. Maybe I want to leave these ones because they're close to a save place. So pulling them away from the save place is probably not a smart move. So I'll leave the victims here. Okay. I've got to walk, so I'm going to use... Well, actually, now I'm going to use my focus because now I can get myself back into the green. So I'll use my focus to try and do that. And a total fail. Ugh. Do I have a reroll card? I do have a reroll card. And I'm going to spend the 2 time and do the full reroll here. Hopefully there's something better. Now I got to discard 2. Ugh, that was expensive. Oh man, and to do that I got to spend 2. Ugh. So I will not be able to finish what I wanted to do. Well, I might as well discard the walks. Man, that was all kinds of bad. Spend a time. And what is it? Move it down 1. Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. Okay. It's the end of my turn. I only have 2 time. And I've got no walks. I'm going to need to take my move, my sprint. I'm not going to be able to do much next turn. Let's sort my cards back in. Okay, killer's turn. Okay, so closest guy to the killer is this one here. Nobody in the killer's space, so it's not going to kill anybody. Tarot card. I feel something evil in this place. If there are more victims in our dimension than in the mirror dimension. We got 5 in the mirror. Yeah, there is. Then we're going to suck 2 into the mirror dimension and move the intensity track up. Or this, whatever this track. I can't remember what this track is called. I'm going to call this the intensity track. I'm bringing it up twice. Okay, so 2 moves closer. So this one is 1, 2, 3 away. This one's 1, 2 away. So yeah, 2 of these guys. It's okay. Now I'm out of gray guys. So what happens when you're out of gray guys? You kill the farthest gray guy away from the killer. So that's this one. And use that one. So this is getting all kinds of bad because that's going to move up because you killed the gray guy, and then it's going to move up twice because of the card. Now, so this is a recover 1 health. I haven't done any damage to the killer, so that's not going to do anything. But now his dark power is going to get revealed. So that's this card here. So we flip this over. Master plan. When there are 4 or more victims in the mirror dimension, which there is right now, add the following to the killer action on the finale card. So, so he's going to get an extra move and attack now, as long as there are 4 or more. So, I might have to start saving people in the mirror dimension because this is not going well for me. And I'm probably going to totally forget that. Okay, so I'll have to remind myself of that. Okay, so that's it for the killer's turn. Now we're going to do upkeep. So this guy dies. This is going to move up again. Oh man, horde track's going to increase. And then the closest guy to here is going to move in. So that will probably be this space here. Start moving towards. Okay, that's it. Now it's back to me. And I don't have a great turn here. I got to move and use my search card. So I gotta waste a sprint on that because that's all I've got. Well, I guess I'll do the focus first. Get back into the green on the focus. Okay, I got 1 star. Perfect. Spend 1. Back in the green. Means I can use 3 dice. And now I can do my sprint. Just need 1 star for this. Of course, I got 3 stars. And I only needed 1. So I can move up to 3 spaces, but of course I'm right here. And then I'm going to discard my search card and add these to the mission pool. Okay, so I'm done that. I got to head down here next. Wow, what a waste of a sprint that was. Okay, so I've got 4 to spend. I'm going to need another sprint, so that's 2. I've got 2 left, and I'm going to need another search. So that finishes that, so I'll reset that, and we're back to the killer turn. Now the killer's going to get 2 turns now because of this card here. Oh, this guy's tough. Okay, first he is going to suck somebody into the mirror dimension. Will be somebody from here. And again, I'm out of guys, so farthest guy away from him, probably this guy here. So this is going to move up again. Okay, nobody in a space, so it's not going to kill anybody, but now we're going to get this extra move here. So he's going to move and kill somebody. So his move right now is 4, so I'll go to the closest. So this is 2 away, and this is 2 away, but there's more here, so he's going to move here. And then he's going to kill one of those guys, which is probably good because now I've got 1 guy to so that's going to move up again. He's at full health, so he's not going to recover 1. Okay, so now these guys are going to panic. Well, I haven't even done the terror card yet. Okay, so that's just they'll panic after do the terror card. So I got to do the terror card. It can detect blood. If you're not at full health, I am not at full health. Place Slayer on your space. Oh, great. He's coming for me now. And then he's going to target me. I don't know why he would move because he's on my space. And he's going to attack me. And he is attacking for 4, so that I don't have any defense cards. This might be it, folks. This might be it. Okay, so what happens here? So I've only got 4 health left. Oh, you can't even see that in the shot here. So the way this works is, so I've got 4 health. My last health is this token here. So I'm going to lose my 3 health. And then when you lose your last health, you kind of got a last gasp here. This is a secret token. So you have this token left. So I'm going to flip this token over, and I could get health back. If I do, then I'm still in the game. If I don't, that's it. That's all she wrote. So let's see. Drum roll. Bong. No, that's it. I'm done. Wow. That was fast. Took me out pretty fast there. Yeah, that didn't go very well at all. I actually played a warm-up game for this just to make sure I had all the rules down for this new set, and I won by the skin of my teeth, and it went quite long. So that was pretty unexpected. I just run of bad luck, I guess. Yeah, so that's just how this game goes. Sometimes you get unlucky. But I did get to show you most of the rules, so I guess I'm finishing off some of the rules that you didn't see. When I run out of tarot cards here, then the final, what is this called? I can't remember what this called. This card flips over, and then he gets a special ability. So if this one would have been, when revealed, everyone in the mirrored dimension takes a damage, loses a damage, and returns to our dimension. Slayer has entered our dimension and can now target an attack in our dimension. So that would wipe out all the gray guys and anybody else in that. So that's interesting. So then he would be in our dimension. And then from that point on, because he's not doing tarot cards, his special, his regular action would change. So he'd be targeting me or the regular victims, and then he'd move and attack twice. So that's how that works. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think all the other rules we've kind of gone through. You didn't get to see me attack, but there's nothing special about that. You just have an attack card that does damage, and then of course I have the baseball bat, so that would just add damage when I'm doing that. And the same thing, you're trying to get the health down. So he had 11 health, trying to get it down to this, and then it works the same way. You would flip this. Oh geez, and he got the 2. So see, if I killed him, then he would have come back to life with 2 health, and I would have had to smack that down. When you get the 2 health, you would put 2 health back, and then you would replace this token with that. So he would kind of be like at that, and then he doesn't get to do that again. That's just a once a game thing. But otherwise, I think yeah, we went over pretty much everything else on how this one plays. You kind of seen how the Slayer and the Falconwood location works, but yeah, unexpectedly short game. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.